Hello, my good people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Glad, happy, and excited to be back. Thanks for coming back, and thanks for those who have clicked in for the first time. You're so much welcome to Looking at Life with Latez. It's a nice place. It's a place we come learn. It's a place we come interact. We come share our life experiences, and we get a know-how of one thing or another. So you're so much welcome. In case you have not subscribed, kindly consider subscribing. And today is another lovely, good, gorgeous, and wonderful day. And we're just doing a continuation of our previous video that we did about having a fit body, ensuring that we have good shape, good figures, etc. Like. And there's one thing that I promised you that I'll come to talk about, and which is intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is a like one of the methods that we can have in weight loss. There are some people who, in one or another, they usually feel that exercising and all those kind of other things at times they may be hard. Yes, you observe it, good eating habits, you work on your lifestyle and such like. You do maybe a bit of exercise and you feel that there's something else that you need to add up with, and which is intermittent fasting. And maybe what is intermittent fasting to start with? Intermittent fasting is like restricting yourself at a certain given duration from foods. You like alternate, for this kind of hours I'll be eating, and for this period of hours I'll not be eating, I'll be on a fast. This is what we call intermittent fasting. Like you find that you you are alternating for a certain duration of time. You are alternating eating and fasting. You're not like maybe fasting fully, but you're having intermittent fasting. It's like a partial fasting and such like. And maybe we'll get to know on the various methods that are involved in intermittent fasting, which maybe we can use whichever is best for you, and it can help us to lose weight. Because in one or another, I want each and everyone to look good. I want each and everyone to be comfortable with their bodies. I want each and everyone to look at themselves and they're like, yes, this is what I want. This is what I'm looking up to. I'm one person who is very at times observant of my body. Yeah. I don't know whether you always, you usually check on your weight. You usually get to know whether you are adding weight or not. Myself, I do. Yeah, I'm very at times conservant when it comes to my weight. I have to like, after several months, I get to know how many kgs am I? Am I adding weight or am I losing weight? This will always ensure that you are up to what am I doing best? What am I not doing? Should I lose weight? Do I need to add some weight? It's always very important. I keep on telling you that we have to love ourselves. We have to be like concerned about ourselves. As much as I'm concerned about other things, I also think that weight is something that should also be a concern. And also my figure and also my shape and such like, yeah, those are things that are concerned to me. Because in one or another, I want to feel comfortable with how I look. I want to feel like okay with how I look. It doesn't matter maybe with anyone there out, but I personally, how do I feel about myself? It starts with oneself. Because if at all I'm not okay with myself, I don't expect anyone there out to look at me and be like, you look good. No. It has to start with yourself. Yourself, are you comfortable with how I look? Are you comfortable with how you look? So I'm one person who is always very concerned. And I'll also want to put it as a challenge to you. Yeah, it's good. After several months, 2-3 months, go and check on your weight. Get to know whether you're doing good. At times, you'll always get even to know. At times when you learn a bit and you get to be like, I think I'm very unfit. Because how at times you are panting, it will get to tell you of how unfit you are. You try to do some exercise, even like times maybe going upstairs. You like get to use stairs for a 5th floor, 6th floor building, and you're like, how you're panting will tell you that how unfit you are. These are things that at times will get to tell us we need to work on our diet, we need to work on maybe our exercise activities at times, what is needed of us. And today, as I said, I want us to talk about intermittent fasting. What are the methods that are involved in intermittent fasting? First, to start with, we have the 16-8 method. And what do we mean by the 16-8 method? This is a fasting that involves you get to eat within 8 hours, and for the entire 16 hours you'll be fasting, in that you'll not be eating anything. Like for example, let's say we wake up in the morning and you take your breakfast maybe at around 9 a.m. You take your breakfast at 9 a.m. Maybe you get to take your lunch at 1 p.m. And from there, the last meal that you should have, maybe a little dinner, something maybe to help you hold for the fasting hours at 5 p.m. So that will be your last meal. You get to eat in the morning at 9 a.m. You maybe take your lunch at 1 p.m. and maybe your dinner at 5 p.m. Or not even maybe dinner, maybe an evening meal, just a light meal and such like at 5 p.m. And from there, you not take any other meal until tomorrow morning 9 a.m. So you've eaten within a duration of 8 hours and you have spared the entire 16 hours for fasting. In this time, you're giving your body some hours to like use the calories. You're giving your body that chance of utilizing the excess fats that are unused in your body. So that is one of the methods that we have for intermittent fasting. You eat within 8 hours, and for the entire 16 hours, you will not be eating anything, but you can be drinking water to stay hydrated, because hydration is one of the key things to losing weight. So you eat in a duration of 8 hours, and for 16 hours, you'll be fasting with water, because you working, because what we want is losing weight. We also have a method of 5 to 2 diet. 5 to 2 diet, what do we mean by this? This is a place where you get to like, you eat normally for 5 days. You just have your normal meals, your normal balanced meals, because we working on losing weight, so we have to eat balanced, right? We have to eat balanced food. So you eat normally, you on 5 days, you balanced food, maybe the entire 3 meals in a day, or maybe the entire meals that you take in a day, and maybe in 2 days in that week, you ensure that on those 2 days you're not taking any calories on that day. You just maybe taking things to do with maybe juices, maybe things to do with fruits, vegetables, and such like. You're not taking anything that has calories on those 2 days. This works for people maybe you like the kind of work that you do cannot allow maybe you to be in fasting and such like. So for the 5 days, Monday to Friday, when maybe the activities you're doing, they really need a lot of energy and such like, maybe you cannot be able to be involved in any fasting. Eat normally for those 5 days, and for those 2 days, maybe when you are off work and such like, ensure on those 2 days no calorie intake. You just maybe taking the slightest meals that are possible and drinking water. It's also part of intermittent fasting. Another method of intermittent fasting is alternate day fasting. What do we mean by alternate day fasting? You can get to like eat today. Let's say today is on a Monday, you get to eat today, you don't eat tomorrow on Tuesday. Or maybe what I mean, maybe in that day that you're not eating, you're just taking vegetables, or maybe you're just taking fruits, or maybe you're just taking maybe juices. And these I'm talking about freshly breaded juices. You're taking water and such like. So that is on Tuesday. On Wednesday, you go back to your normal meals. On Thursday, you like fast, you take the juices and such like. On Friday, you normal meals. On Saturday, you alternate. You eat this on Monday, on Tuesday no eating those. That is a day of maybe detoxifying. You take juices, you take these fruits, you take vegetables and such like. So you like alternate. That is also another method of intermittent fasting. And another method of intermittent fasting is 1 meal a day fasting. You choose your comfortable meal. There are some people who work well with breakfast, others work well with lunch, and others work well in dinner. And this depends on maybe your activities in a day. You know when maybe you need a lot of energy. You know when maybe you really need to like take meals. Choose 1 meal in a day that after taking that meal, the other meals will be a time of detoxifying, will be a time of maybe taking just juices, fruits, and such like. So your calorie intake will just be involved in 1 meal. Choose the meal that you're comfortable with. There are people who work so well with breakfast. Go for that. Take a heavy breakfast, and in the entire day, you'll not be involved with calorie intake and such like. You just be hydrating and taking juices and such like. That is also another method of intermittent fasting. And another one maybe in a weekly 24-hour fast. And what do we mean by this? Maybe in a week, you like choose a day where you go from lunch to lunch with no meal, or breakfast to breakfast with no meal. You just like choose a day. Maybe I choose on Tuesday. On Tuesday, from waking up in the morning, I'll not take anything, and I'll take something else on Wednesday morning. you like have a 24-hour without meals. And these are times I'm saying that you can take drinks and such like, but you just like trying to like burn calories in your body. You're trying like to make your body utilize the excess fats that in your body. So you like minimize, or you like you minimize on your calorie intake. So this is something else that at times that will work. Ensure that ensuring that from maybe lunch to lunch, no meals, from breakfast to breakfast, no meals. That is also another method of fasting that is called 24-hour fast. And I know there are others, but those are the main that I felt that like we can engage in if you're really trying to lose on weight. And I know in the entire 5, you may not miss one that maybe you're okay with. Just work on it and make it a routine. In one or another, you'll get to know that you're getting to lose weight. You get to know that it is working for you. So choose one that is comfortable and that is possible, and that in one or another it works for you. I know people at times they really fear fasting, because at times even we get to tell people to fast in church and such like, at times it becomes so chaotic and it becomes so hard. And I think for someone who has been used to fasting, especially fasting to pray and such like, it's also very easy to fast to lose weight and to fast to have a fit body. So in one or another, fasting is not something that is very hard, especially the intermittent fasting. You just having a plan on how you fasting. It's very possible and it's very workable. So if you've never tried, just work on one. Look at your best, and I'm telling you, it works. It works. This is something that I have experience about. Intermittent fasting works. Try on it, and I'm sure it does. And maybe in fasting, there are things that you need to consider, because fasting is not just an easy procedure. There are things that you need to consider, and there are important considerations that we need to consider before we start our fasting journey. First and foremost, in case you have healthy issues, consult a doctor before you start that journey of maybe fasting and such like, because you might involve yourself in something that will get to ruin your body and such like. So if you have healthy issues, ensure that you consult a doctor. And something else, focus on healthy eating, focus on balanced diet. There's no way you're fasting on you having a procedure of fasting and not the same you really taking you really consuming sugary foods, you're consuming processed foods, you're consuming at times very unhealthy and unfit foods. No. Try to prioritize on foods that are rich in proteins, foods that at times have healthy fats, and this will help you. It will help you your journey easier, because there's no need you fasting. As we said, fasting is not an easy procedure. It's a time where you're making your body not like to do what it's supposed to be doing, and then you're still eating wrongly. So ensure that you really work on the consumption of, you really work on the things that you're consuming. Ensure that you're eating healthy and you're eating fit foods. And also something else, hydration. Yes, hydration. Stay hydrated. When you are eating, when you're fasting, ensure that you're hydrated. Hydration has to become part of your life. Always have a water bottle around you. Always be walking with water bottles, because you're working on losing weight. And hydration is something that is very key, because at times water is something that helps in digestion, it helps in all other procedures in the body. So as we are trying to cut on weight and you're not drinking water, hydration is something that is very key. Let it be part of your life. If you have procedures of losing weight, you have to stay hydrated, you have to drink water. And the fourth thing, be on the lookout on your body, listen to your body, get to know what your body is working best in. If at all at times you feel fasting is not your thing, you feel that as much as you're trying to fast, maybe you are not productive in that day, your energy levels are so down and such like, look for something that is possible with you. Get to listen to your body, get to watch yourself, get to know whether this thing is productive and such like. Don't just do things just for the sake. No, be on the lookout, listen to your body, and be watchful also. Those are the 4 considerations that at times we can have to ensure that maybe in one or another fasting is working for us. And one thing about fasting is it has more added advantage. Other than just maybe losing weight and such like, it has many advantages. One and foremost, it helps to improve our metabolic body. We are controlling our blood sugars in the body. So it improves our metabolic body. It reduces inflammation in our bodies. That is another importance of maybe fasting. And the third, increased lifespan. You are adding yourself more years of living because you've been fit, because of being healthy. Yes, you'll be at 50, at 60, and you look at yourself, you also admire yourself. You'll also love who you are and how you are. So let at times having a fit body be our concern. Because at times there are some people who are never bothered, they are never concerned. It should be your concern. Not just for now, you get to even want it. You get to like be happy about it years to come. Because in one or another, you'll realize there are some illnesses that cannot curb you. There are some illnesses that you cannot have at times when you have fit bodies. Things to do with blood sugars, things to do at times with hypertension and such like. They come at times because of having poor lifestyles. So if at all it becomes a habit, you're very concerned about your health, you're very concerned about your eating habits, about your lifestyle and such like, you'll like get yourself out of so many troubles, out of so many health issues. So it's something that should be our concern. It's something that should be very key and sensitive, that we need to be on the lookout on. And as I said earlier, anyone who is in the process of losing weight, you haven't tried intermittent fasting, you can try it out and you'll get to see whether it's working for you. As I said, have a plan and also get to like monitor, get to know whether it is working for you or it's not. And I'm sure it must work for you, because if it's working for others, why not you? And in your journey of losing weight, I wish you the very best. I wish you very well. And I'm looking forward to that time that you'll feel that you're okay with your body, you're comfortable with your body, and you're happy of who you are and how you look. That's all that we are out for. And at times, even years to come, in your old age, you'll be looking at yourself and you're like happy that you looked after yourself and you looked after your body. And until next time, bye bye. Love you.